If you really struggle with frizzy hair and all you want is those defined, bouncy, frizz-free curls, this is the routine for you. The first tip that has been game-changing for me is wrapping my microfiber towel on after showering, upright as you see. This means after detangling your hair with conditioner in the shower, you can preserve those detangled curls into the styling process. I get the best results when my hair is soaking wet, and I'm more likely to get defined curls that don't go frizzy for days. I'm re-wetting my hair down since I've gotten out the shower as it started to dry a bit. And now I'm going in with the first product, which is a detangling leave-in conditioner. This is from Fable and Mane. I find this to be really lightweight, but very moisturizing as well. It's not going to weigh my hair down, but it's going to give me that perfect slip for brush styling. One of the key things is distributing your leave-in conditioner evenly. This step is important because you can guarantee that you've got even coverage and you're smoothing the cuticles all over. One of the best tips I've learned since embracing my curls is sectioning. Depending on the amount of hair you have, styling your curls and applying gel in sections can be game-changing for frizz and for longevity in your curls. Styling your hair in sections means that you can work one by one in small parts, ensuring even coverage and every curl being treated the same. If you were to style and apply product all in one chunk, there's a chance that you could miss parts of your hair, meaning that some curls didn't get treated evenly, so they would be more frizzy than other parts of your hair. Another key component is tension. As you can see, applying the comb through doesn't really create as much bounce in the hair, but smoothing a bristle brush through your sections with gentle tension and slip can really help smooth the frizz and give your hair that juicy bounce. I'm definitely taking larger sections than my natural curl width, but what I'm going to do after this is comb them through to divide the juicy clumps that I've created, just so that when my hair's dry, I don't have to unclump a lot of my curls. If you're thinking, wow, this is a lot of effort, just know that this is supposed to be an investment in time. This isn't something you would do every day. It's something that I do to make sure that my curls are now going to last for a long time and I'm not going to have to refresh or do my hair every single morning. On the side of my head, I have these two kind of problem areas which go really frizzy, kind of like my sideburn pieces. So I do give them extra attention in the styling process just because I know they're going to be the first to frizz up. So as you saw, I kind of curled them into themselves and I'll target them with a bit more gel in a moment. After dividing the clumps, I'm going straight in with a gel on that bottom section. I'm really using a small amount here. You don't want to overdo it. And to ensure that I'm not like frizzing my hair up, I kind of grab and pinch the hair that I'm scrunching. This gives me a bit more of a controlled scrunch to ensure that that whole piece of hair is kind of in the palm of my hand. And then I'm just wrapping some gel around those sideburn pieces. That is the bottom section done, and now it's time for that middle section. Everyone's experiences with sectioning and working in sections will be different depending on how much hair you have and hair length. For me, I have to then split up my sections again, and I twist the one that I'm not using yet, and that helps me not get it confused or mixed up with other sections. If my hair starts to dry, I spray more water onto the section, and sometimes I do spray a little bit more product onto the brush that I'm using. As I mentioned before, it's really key for frizz that you're actually smoothing your hair in sections and that you've got enough product or slip. Obviously, you don't want to over moisturize your hair by putting too much product on it because that may in turn cause a bit of frizz. So you want to be able to identify whether you need more product or more water for your styling. If it's just drying because you're taking a while to go around the sections, then you probably need more water. But if your hair feels very dry and the texture doesn't feel right, then maybe you do need to add a little bit more product. Now with this middle section, I'm locking it in place with some gel. I'm glazing it over and then gently scrunching. My hair can get very frizzy at that back middle section. I think it can for a lot of curlies. So what I like to do is really pay attention when I'm glazing gel there, making sure that's fully all over the back. Now I'm doing the same method with this top section. In smaller sections, I'm brushing up and away, and I kind of use my hand to give the hair a little bit of that lift and a bit of root lift, and then I just make sure to shake it to ensure my scalp is fully covered. Now I'm making sure to glaze the gel over that section and scrunching it on each side of my head. I find this easier to target the back evenly. And now I'm going through with this front section, and I'm kind of taking a diagonal part just to make sure that my end results don't have a particular parting. I do find that if I have a flexible root and a style that isn't sitting too rigidly, it actually in turn means that my hair is less prone to get frizzy because when the elements or the wind moves my hair, it's not gonna kind of make a fuss that it's not staying in that particular part, and it can just be a little bit more flexible on my head. I'm glazing gel again, and now I'm going to focus quite differently on this front section. It has started to dry by now, so I'm just adding a bit more water. I'm brushing it through and taking a tiny bit of gel, putting them on my index fingers because I'm going to finger roll the front section for maximum definition. If you don't know how to do this, I will try to explain, but essentially you want to smooth the hair strand and see which direction it's pointing, and you just gently wrap and roll all the way up the hair, leaving a little gap at the top so you can unravel the piece of hair, and it should give you a nice juicy curl. I'll do that in slow motion for you again. Then I'm just making sure to get a tiny bit of gel and target those little frizzy areas at the front. Okay, we are styled now and it's time to go into diffusing. So let me share with you exactly how I diffuse for minimal frizz. The first tip here for frizz is to hover the diffuser first to help the curls set. You don't want to really be touching or interfering with your hair too much at this stage, as this is the crucial part for kind of forming the curl. Another place where people cause a lot of frizz in their routine is by cupping the ends of their hair with the diffuser bowl and going up quite vigorously. It will of course give you that volume, I'm sure, but it's probably going to cause that extra frizz, which if you're watching this video you may not want. So I found that cupping your hair with your hands and then drying on the side of your hair can still help encourage that bounce like a diffuser bowl might, but it should protect you from roughening up your cuticle too much and just frizzing your hair up. If you're finding that your hair seems to be frizzy halfway through diffusing despite doing all of these techniques, this could either be down to the product you're using, maybe it's not a best fit for you, or you could actually just try adding another layer of gel halfway through. This is actually called the Smasters Technique, and what I'm doing is just putting a little bit of gel on my hands. This is really not a lot, spraying my hands with water, and I'm smoothing it over my hair, stopping any frizz in its tracks before it's too late, before the hair is fully dry. If you get tired diffusing, I highly recommend just air drying for the remainder. What I like to do to ensure my roots don't fall flat in this process is pin my hair up, as you see, with these mini claw clips. This just means that I can get a little bit of volume at the roots still, and I've got my silk scarf around my neck to ensure there isn't any friction from my hair rubbing on my top, and this allows me a little bit of time to do my makeup or to do anything else and let the air drying take over. Once the hair is dry, I like to lock everything in place with a little bit of the Flawless Finish Flexible Hold Hairspray from Curlsmith. This hairspray is amazing. I actually find it sometimes kind of enhances my definition, but it's just going to help give me that extra longevity that I need throughout the week. And these are my results. Defined, bouncy, frizz-free curls. I love this routine. It works so well every time, and the time investment is so worth it because I will not need to refresh my hair now for several mornings. If you're wondering how to protect your results at night to last you as long as possible, this is a routine that works really well for me. I take the back of my hair into a big silk or satin scrunchie, and then with this top section to prevent it from stretching out, what I do is I pinch it, join it with some of that back hair and pin it with a mini claw clip into the scrunchie and half into my hair. And I do this for the whole of the top section, and this ensures that there's a natural bend when I take my hair out in the morning and that I'm not stretching my curls out overnight. And this is me taking it out in the morning to show you that my results pretty much look like day one hair still. They are so bouncy, so shiny, so voluminous, and they are frizz free. There's hardly any frizz in sight. I really hope these tips helped you out, guys. Please let me know in the comments, and like this video and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more curly content from me. I'll see you next week. Bye.